Welcome to Fox Soul's Black Report, your daily source for Black news, views, and, of course, opinions. Happy Monday. Today is September 12th, and I'm Mimi Brown.
I'm Demi Lobo, and on today's report, many Democrats hesitating to want to vote for President Joe Biden if he runs for president again. But one person close to the president is making it known early. They plan to stand beside Biden in 2024. Meanwhile, a candidate running for mayor in Los Angeles announced a burglary at her home as the city has seen an uptick in crime. Then, video shows a principal harming a student with physical needs. What does the future look like for that principal? We have that story. Plus, two Black women make their prime time talk show debuts today. We're going to tell you who to look out for. And Ray J, he's clearing the air on who was behind the infamous tape between him and Kim Kardashian. Details you don't want to miss. Soulmates, we have all of that and so much more. It is our voice and our truth, so let's talk about it.
Good afternoon, and thanks for joining us. We start today with news on Vice President Kamala Harris, who says she would proudly join President Joe Biden if he runs for re-election. Harris says she has a real friendship with the president and wants to help the administration succeed. The issue of Biden has come up as Democrats dodge questions about whether they support the White House run by the president. Now, although his approval ratings are low, they have been on the rise in recent weeks. His approval rating is at 43%, but in late July, it was at 37%. There's also a Yahoo News YouGov poll. It was released last week, and it found that Biden, if there were a matchup between him and Trump, he would have a 6% lead against the former president. And so going into this, I definitely think we're going to see a Biden. I don't know if Trump is going to run, but it's looking like he may, announce at some point. He keeps saying it's coming, but it hasn't come. But also, out of the 48% of registered voters, they said that they would vote for Biden compared to the 42 that said they would vote for Trump. So I think what we're going to see, like I said, is a Biden run, and then maybe in 2028, although that seems like a long time away, that's when we'll see VP Harris get her shot at it.
I'm interested in, we haven't heard a lot from VP Kamala Harris, and that was a lot of the conversation that was online was, wow, she comes out to make the statement about Joe Biden, but we haven't heard much from her. What is she up to? What is she doing? I think I would like to know a little bit more about what she's up to right now, because a lot of people are losing faith in the Biden administration. I think that it would be very good for the Biden administration for VP Harris to kind of say more and be a little bit more active so we can know what she's up to. But however, it was good to know that she's going to stand beside him, because in my the deepest part of my heart, I do believe that she's going to have an opportunity to be president. I can't find the link that I was looking at earlier, but there was a Democrat that said that VP Kamala Harris is using Joe Biden as a meal ticket. And so I thought that was very interesting, because politics is politricks. And so everybody is in this game for personal gain. And so I don't think that anyone is in any position that they are to not eventually move up and see growth for yourself as well.
And you have to remember that VP Harris, right, without her, I don't know if Biden has that black vote, right? So they're kind of working together in unison. They need each other, because we showed up and we showed out, but we only did that, right, for VP Harris. So
absolutely,
they got to go together.
They're a package deal. Yeah, absolutely. Because what we can't forget too is that VP Harris being a black woman, you had black women that wanted to vote for her. I said SOAR VP Harris. She's our sorority sister as well, Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated, and the entire D9 rallied up as well because we wanted to be behind a black woman. So you're right. Package deal for sure. They go hand in hand. So we're going to see how 2024 is looking in the future for sure.
Yes.
All right. The Justice Department and former President Trump's legal team, they've each recommended two people say they should serve as a special master. A follow-up to a story we were telling you about last week, Soulmates. The person picked will review documents the FBI seized from Mar-a-Lago last month. The DOJ says the material includes at least 100 classified documents. Trump's lawyers want to make sure the FBI did not grab any privileged material. While the DOJ is cooperating, it also has appealed the judge's decision to appoint a special master.
And Hillary Clinton is weighing in on the investigation into classified documents found at Trump's Mar-a-Lago residence. She says her former political opponent should be held accountable for any illegal actions just like any other citizen would. Trump is facing charges that could land him behind bars for up to 33 years if he's convicted. Now, before his comments this weekend, the former Secretary of State said she didn't want to prejudge the investigation into Trump.
Georgia's Senate hopeful Herschel Walker is downplaying the existence of systemic racism in America.
I do absolutely agree that it's racist. It is a redux of Jim Crow in a suit and tie.
America has a long history of systemic racism.
You ain't black.
America has a pre-existing condition. It's called racism.
Senator Warnock believes America is a bad country full of racist people. I believe we're a great country full of generous people.
The $2 million ad buy comes as the Georgia Senate race reaches the home stretch. Recent poll shows that there's an extremely tight race. Real Clear Politics average of polls that Walker is up by 0.5% over Senator Raphael Warnock, 45.8% to 45.3%. A very close race here, which is very shocking. You know, I just want to rehash the total night and day differences of Warnock and Walker. So Senator Raphael Warnock, he says that America is a bad country full of racist people. Then you have Walker here on the other side, how he said in the video, we're a great country full of generous people. Warnock wants to divide. I want to bring us all together. And so what's interesting, you have two black men both running for the same position. But as they say, what is the saying? All skin folk is not kin folk. I mean, the night and day of these two black men is shocking, to say the least. How could you have a President Biden saying that there are racists in America, calling for a national outcry? You have VP Kamala Harris saying that we are racist. So many people in the world are saying that there is racism in this country. And you are the lone survivor here saying that it's a great country. There's no racism. We need to bring everybody together. Where is he getting this knowledge from? Where is he even coming from with his ideology?
He's playing to the base, right? So I didn't see anything wrong with that commercial because everything that they said was absolutely true. What we do know that it's also true is that Walker's campaign is a train wreck, right? There are so many problems. He's had so many mistruths. He's overstepped and misstepped so many different times, and he's clearly playing to a different base, trying to talk to those people who don't believe that racism is real and who are tired of hearing about racism, and so he's going after that base. But listen, we know what it is, and the best thing that Georgians can do is show up at the polls and vote. Because you're right, Demi, this is absolutely too close. There should be no percentage points at all. It should be so off the charts that they can't even register it. You know what I mean? Like, I just don't understand what's happening here. So I'm going to need for everyone to please, if you are in Georgia and you can hear the sound of our voice, to please get out and vote in November, because this is what we don't want. And at the end of the day, I'm going to say this: Herschel Walker, as a black man, you cannot tell me he has not faced some sort of racism, discrimination, something in his life. There's just no way in the world to be as old as he is and have not faced any sort of discrimination. So, he would rather bury his people than to win a race.
Absolutely.
Basically.
You know, I want to go back to the base that you're talking about, because I do believe that he is playing up to a particular base. I honestly don't believe that the goal for him is to win. I don't believe that the goal for him is to win. I believe that the goal for him is to just bring up enough ruckus and just to cause a stir. I believe that he wants to show a very small amount of white people, hey, there's a black man that believes that there is no racism in the world. We are all kumbaya. We are all in this together. He wants to show a very small niche group of black Americans who have not done their research, that, hey, you know what, guys, there's no racism. You know, let's all come together. But the reality of it is that I'm so happy that we have people like Senator Raphael Warnock, Stacey Abrams, who are standing firm, and even Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, like I said in that video, that are saying and making it clear to those who need to hear that there is racism in America. And please do not let this pawn of a black man use you to vote on the wrong side. And you know I love me some Kanye West. You know I love me some Kanye West, but this is very similar similar to what Trump did with having Kanye West, having Lil Wayne, using all these black men as pawns and, you know, having them to just ruffle up feathers with no real intention to win, no real strategy, no real plan if you actually do become president or mayor or senator, whatever you're trying to run for.
Yeah, I think the word of the day is pawn. That's a good word, Demi.
Absolutely.
All right, Los Angeles police are looking for a suspect who broke into Congresswoman Karen Bass's home on Friday. Now, Bass, who was running for mayor of L.A., says the thief who was caught on surveillance video stole 2 handguns she says were securely stored. Now, cash, electronics, and other valuables were not taken. Bass lives in the upper-income black neighborhood of Baldwin Vista. Los Angeles has been hit recently with a crime wave in upper-income exclusive shopping areas around the city.
Flint, Michigan's mayor is blaming a political staffer for the false impression that he graduated from college. Sheldon Neely says a biography claiming he graduated with a bachelor's degree from Saginaw State University was an oversight. The issue came to light after a Fox News digital report accused him of lying about being a college graduate throughout his political career. In a statement, Neely says he's been clear about receiving an associate's degree from Delta College. He says he studied at Saginaw Valley State University, but never graduated.
And D.C. Mayor Muriel Bowser is declaring a state of emergency in her city. The District of Columbia has been hit hard by an influx of migrants sent to the city by Texas Governor Greg Abbott. The migrants were arrested at the U.S.-Mexico border and sent to Washington, D.C., New York, and Chicago. Now, Abbott calls those cities sanctuary cities for illegal immigrants. Abbott has sent more than 7,900 migrants to the district in recent months. Another 2,200 people have been sent to New York City. The mayor has asked repeatedly for help from the National Guard, but they have turned her down several times.
And LGBTQ plus advocates and activists in Texas are raising alarms about a 13-year-old transgender boy who was pulled out of class and reportedly grilled by state school officials about the child's medical history. The Washington Post obtained court documents about the interrogation that took place last week. A lawsuit has been filed by activists who object the governor, Greg Abbott's order to school officials to investigate the use of gender-affirming care for minors in the state. The court documents say the child was asked about their gender dysphoria diagnosis. Gender dysphoria is the term that describes a sense of unease that a person may have because they feel a mismatch between their biological sex and their current gender identity.
And a California school principal is being charged with child abuse and endangerment after an incident where he allegedly shoved a child with special needs. This is surveillance video of the incident at Walters Elementary School in Fresno. Police say Brian Volhart pushed the 10-year-old to the floor after the student pointed his finger at an adult school in the cafeteria back in June. The charge against Volhart is a misdemeanor, but school officials call the principal's act appalling. An attorney for the principal says his client is being vilified for a 30-second clip. He added the child was known to act out all the time. You know what? That is a 10-year-old child with special needs. And the response from the attorney, the response that the attorney is like, oh, well, his client is being vilified for 30 seconds. You should have never, ever, ever put your hands on this child. Not only should he be charged, which I'm glad he's being charged, I don't know if he's going to be fired. I think he's on administrative leave, I think I read. But he needs to be charged, and he needs to be fired, and he needs to be banned from ever working with children again, because this is a special needs child. You should never put your hands on a child, period, but a special needs child at that, and then have an excuse for it?
I want to say, and I'm going to double check this,
okay, go
that
ahead.
I believe that he left the school and is a principal
at another school.
I want to make sure.
Yes.
I did see that.
Yes,
okay.
you did see that.
Okay,
You did
because
see that.
that was one
You
of the
did see
most
that.
insane things
You did
to
see
me,
that.
was that he was able to leave a school. He quit the next day, I believe. He quit
Yes,
the next
that's
day
right. That's
and
what
then went to
happened.
go get a job at another school. How did you even get a job that fast? Number one, that's
probably
shocking.
haven't came out yet.
Okay, because that's very fast. But there is a certain level of calm and understanding that you have to work with special needs children. I have friends who have worked with special needs children, and you can't have a quick temper to work with children that are special needs. And so this man here, like you said, needs needs to be canceled, needs to not be able to even work as a principal anymore, because you are the top tier of the school. You are the leader. You set the tone for everyone else around you. And so for you to be the person, a 30-second clip is all we needed. Honestly, I don't even need to see what happened before or after as a result. 30 seconds is all we needed to know. This young man did not push you. He did not put his hands on you. So you put your hands on him. He pointed. And you can tell that the second teacher in the yellow there, she was kind of like, hey, like, okay, you know, whatever. Like, you probably don't need to have your hand, but was not going to push him down to the ground like that.
The force in which he pushed that child, right? That is a grown man
Very
force.
strong.
This is a baby. Like, this is 10 years old. My son is going to be 9 next month. I would be shaking the tables over there.
Absolutely.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
And that's why I wish Romeo was here too, because he could hop in too, because I can't speak as a parent. I know what I think that I would do, but I'm scared to know what I would do. To see to hear about it is one thing, but to see a video like that and him to say you're vilifying me for 30 seconds, what more do we need to see? We saw everything that we needed to see in that 30-second clip.
But even, okay, so as a principal, your job is to de-escalate a situation. Special needs, child, doesn't matter. Your job is to de-escalate a situation, not have this aggressive behavior shown that what we saw. So you know what? We'll continue to follow the story and see what happens, but he's way out of line.
And I'm wondering what his the new school, what they're going to say when they see this video, because why would you want to have a principal at your school that treats students that way?
Exactly.
A Houston mother wants a teacher's aide at her child's elementary school arrested after she says her son told her the woman choked him. 5-year-old Cameron Sonkener has a bruise with a nail mark on his neck, as well as nail marks on his ear. This is a terrible story, soulmates. He told his mom the teacher's aide at the Beatrice Mays Institute hurt him after he left the class for the restroom when she refused to let him go. Cameron says the teacher came into the restroom and grabbed him by the neck, forcing him out. His mother, Denise, says that she noticed marks on his ear the day before Cameron says that the woman had grabbed his ear. School officials say the aide is currently on paid administrative leave as the investigation continues. And as those allegations roll in, another story about children at school, it almost seems as if homeschooling might not be too bad of a deal, because why would I want to send my 12-year-old, 13-year-old young child to school only for a student aide, for a teacher, for a principal to mistreat them? And then on paid administrative leave, if my child said that they were hurt by you, harmed by you, you need to be removed from the school almost immediately.
Yeah, this must have been the story I was thinking about with the paid administrative leave. But I watched this mother, and she was in tears telling this story. Her son, I think he's like 5 years old, to see those bruises. Listen, Demi, I would not be here right now.
I'm sure.
I would not be here right now.
I'm sure.
All right, soulmates. Brigham Young University says it found no corroborating evidence of racial heckling toward a Duke University volleyball player. The school said it reached out to more than 50 people who attended the event. It also reviewed audio and video recordings from raw footage of the match. As a result of the investigation, the university says it has lifted the ban on a fan who was identified as directing racial slurs toward the Duke player during the match. Now, the school has also apologized to the fan for any hardship the ban may have caused. BYU says it remains committed to rooting out racism wherever it is found, but the school also says it understands that some will criticize its investigation as being selective in its review.